Bett, bass fishing at its best. Is proudly brought to you by the Kingfisher, distributors of R.A.W rods and reels. Before the break, most teams have yet to see any solid results. For what's proving to be a tough day on the water, having caught less than 5 fish, the pressure is on. However, some teams have struck gold. Father and son Wayne and Dom Tar of Team Wayne's World, currently 49th, are some of the lucky few to have found better fish today.
We had a pretty good day to start off with. We hadn't pre-fished, so we're a bit unsure on where to go, and you can see there's a lot of bait fish in the shallows, which I think throws a big curveball. But we decided to start off deep, and we're fishing an area about 20 foot. And we had our limit within an hour. Got one fish of about 1.2. So we wouldn't mind bagging out on a couple of more 1.2s and then we'll be okay. We're fishing a ridge that runs in 20 foot, so we're targeting it with drop shot. We started fishing mojos, drop shots, shaky heads. Found that the drop shot is doing the trick better than anything else, so we're trying to stick with it and see what comes of it.
Fishing the ridge amongst many other boats, husband and wife team of Honda Marine Crow Tackle hope to upgrade their limit with a kicker fish and stay in the top 10.
Finding it pretty tough today. It's been pretty warm, very little wind, and with the amount of bait fish out in the water at the moment, these fish have just got so much else to eat and not really interested in the worms and that we're throwing. We're fortunate that we got onto the ridge early on, and we found a pattern. We found a drop shot with little 4-inch finesse worms, and we got onto some fish very quickly, but they weren't there very long. We're just throwing a very light drop shot rig, and I think the trick today has been the light line. I'm fishing 6-pound line, 6-pound Torre, very thin line, very strong line, and fishing a green pumpkin. It's a sort of a very natural color, green pumpkin with a green fleck in it, and as light a hook as possible, just so that we don't spook anything that is down there. I think that was the trick this morning. We were catching quite a bit of small stuff. We've got 5 keepers, and everything has come on that at the moment. The moment we throw something else, we get nothing. Not that we're getting a hell of a lot, but it's better than nothing at the moment, and our aim now is to find a kicker fish. I reckon come winter, this place is going to be awesome fishing. I think all of those big fat fish now are going to get nice and big for winter, and we're going to come and sit here in winter, and the best time of the year too. Oh, there's a fish. There we go, got a fish. There we go, it's not a bad size. Not a big one, but it's not a monster. Maybe it'll go. Yeah. I don't know. Let me just sign up to that. Falling apart here. On a day like this, when there's not much around, you end up getting bored very quickly. I don't even know if this guy will make it, but you can see what I was talking about. They're in excellent condition, these fish. And come winter, this is going to be a nice little fish to catch.
After 8 extremely tough hours of fishing, all teams race back to the banks of the way station. It now boils down to those who caught more than just a suntan. 5th position goes to Roy and Michael Cannon of Team Blue Eye with a bag weight of 3.20 kgs. Team Yamaha SHO Rapala secure themselves 4th position, bagging 3.5 kgs. 3rd overall for the day goes to father and son, Barry and Lloyd of Team Yamaha KZN, who present 4.16 kgs at the scale. The Jacini Tiger Lodge 2nd position goes to another father and son duo, Wayne and Dom Tar of Team Wayne's World, with a bag weight of 4.39 kgs. And in 1st position, the Yamaha SHO champions for the month of February, by a mere 2 grams, is Brian Lepan of Team El Grande Lewis 2 with a bag weight of 4.41 kgs.
It was a challenging day out on the water today. I focused on that 15 to 20 foot zone. Fished two baits. I fished a Yamamoto Stretch 40 in a 301 colour and I was throwing a drop shot with a watermelon red finesse weir. And as I say, yeah, just focusing on a combination of rock and timber and about 15 to 20 foot of water. Slow start to the day. It was a challenging morning, and as the day went on, progressed and got a couple of lucky fish, I suppose. Managed to fill a bag and yeah, just had enough.
The Albert Falls top 10 teams for the month of February are as follows. Only 25 grams separate first and third. The KZN logs after the second event sees Team El Grande Lewis 2 into the top spot, while Team Yamaha SHO Rapala moves from 18th to 9th, with 2.78 kg separating first and 10th. The Kingfisher Tackle Box, distributors of Daiwa rods and reels.
This month we've been fishing here at Albert Falls, and it's been quite a difficult tournament. One of our go-to tactics today was definitely fishing a slow-rolled spinnerbait, so I thought it would be necessary to highlight the kind of tackle I like to use when slow-rolling a spinnerbait. In particular today, we're going to be talking about the Light and Tough series made by Team Daiwa. What I'm holding here is the crankbait rod. It's a composition of fiberglass and graphite, which is very, very important when it comes to cranking or spinnerbaiting. Fiberglass is probably one of the most important components when it comes to a cranking or spinnerbaiting rod, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, it's more forgiving, alright, which means when that fish hits your bait, you're going to get 1 or 2 extra seconds to set the hook before the fish feels the pressure of your rod. Often on a crankbait, naturally you're fishing with treble hooks. Treble hooks don't quite have the bite power that, say, a worm hook would have. You kind of need to be a little bit tender on those hooks when you're fighting a fish. Having a bit of fiberglass on your rod really gives you, once again, a little bit of extra forgiveness. When a fish surges, you've got a little bit more leeway to know what's going on there, and you generally will keep a lot more hooks in the fish under those situations. Same story with the spinnerbait. Although it does have a big hook, you don't want to overpower your fish on a spinnerbait, especially at depth as well. So once again, that fiberglass is a must. My ideal choice in rod when it comes to spinnerbait and cranking is no doubt the Team Daiwa cranking series. It comes in a 6'6" and 7' range. I kind of like to decide on the length depending on the weight and the wind resistance of the bait I'm throwing. The heavier and more wind resistant bait, the longer the rod I'm going to go to. Another awesome deal with the Light and Tough series is the intentions of the rod are clearly marked on the rod itself. So when it comes to choosing and obviously purchasing your rod, straight on the rod here we've got cranking. We automatically know that's a cranking rod. Should it be a worming or a jigging rod? Once again, it's clearly noted on the rod. When I go spinnerbaiting or cranking, my choice of rod is simple. The Team Daiwa Light and Tough series. Make it your choice.
Join us next month as teams battle it out at Stagfontein Dam on the 26th of March. Come fishing with Bett, the most exciting bass fishing tournament the country has to offer. And get informed. Visit www.bett.co.za. Bass fishing at its best is proudly brought to you by Yamaha VMAX super high output 4-stroke outboards, and Josini Tiger Lodge, the Kariba of South Africa. Catch the next exciting Bett Gauteng premiere on the 5th of April on SuperSport 1 at 6:30.